Dillon Stadium in hazy Hartford, Connecticut. It's the USL Championship Group F between Hartford Athletic and New York Red Bulls, to a big tilt that could go down to deciding who gets the second playoff spot in this USL Championship group. Tonight's match brought to you by Railroad Stores. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky here with you. Let's take a look at the Group F standings and why this one means so much. Pittsburgh Riverhounds already have the top spot, or at least a playoff spot locked up. They're trying to lock up the top spot. And on the other side of things, Hartford and New York Red Bulls 2 are vying for that second playoff spot.
You said it, it's a critical matchup. 3 points either way really puts it in their favor moving forward. So with only one spot up for grabs, this is an important matchup.
Obviously, these two meeting for the third time this season. The first two matchups, take a look at them right here, between Hartford and New York Red Bulls 2. Eric, both tight matchups, but both of them going to Hartford Athletic.
They have, so Hartford being 2-0 in this matchup with 2 more matches, including the one tonight, left. You can see the mistake here, and then Ever Guzman putting it away. They have been 1-goal games, so it leaves this game wide open and really for anybody to take.
July 22nd, a 1-0 win for Hartford Athletic. They backed it up with an August 15th 2-1 victory. The match tonight and then that big match on October 4th that could end up being pretty big as well in Montclair. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. As we take a look at tonight's player to watch, brought to you by Univision. On the Hartford Athletic side, Alex Dixon's really picked up the slack when they've needed him the most this season.
And for this team to collect 3 points, they're going to need a big performance out of Alex Dixon and Ever Guzman. Alex Dixon, 8 starts, 3 goals, second on the team in goals, 15 shots. He's created so many opportunities, and when this team scores first, they're 4-0.
And on the other side of things for New York Red Bulls 2, Omar Sow is coming off his best performance so far as a pro, a hat-trick, his first professional hat-trick against Philadelphia Union 2 last time out.
Such a performance, and really a solid performance from this Red Bulls 2 lineup with their first shutout of the season, and then Omar Sow with his first hat-trick, his first career professional hat-trick. And with that Philly Union line playing really high, Omar Sow really had his way finding space in behind. Here, the run starts beyond half field, and he goes on a run here, and he has the chance to dribble the keeper, but he goes with a nice little flick over, and then he adds another one later in the game to really provide the route of this Philly Union team and then put pressure on Hartford tonight.
6-0 the final. Coach John Woliniak said it was their most complete performance of the season. They're hoping to back it up again tonight in a huge tilt in Group F against Hartford Athletic. The second playoff spot is still up for grabs. It's Hartford and New York Red Bulls 2. It's coming up next.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual, because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Where some see a baker, I see an artist. I see Bridget of Bridget's Bake Shop, a Monet of muffins, a Cézanne of scones, a Leonardo of layer cakes. Bridget is a small business owner. Me, I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see nothing small about your small business.
With insurance designed for your small business, the Buck's got your back.
Ready to get that just worked out feeling? Planet Fitness is open and cleaner than ever. At some places, this is a power clean. But at Planet Fitness, this is a power clean. At some places, this is your workout space. But at Planet Fitness, you'll have all the space with extra room between machines. So while other places might consider this a warm welcome, we're ready to welcome you with one of these. Now open. Come in today.
Thank you.
Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky back here with you as both teams take a knee in solidarity with the United Against Racism movement as we take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. Hartford Athletic, first year under coach Roddy Jaidi. Here's their 11, Eric.
Second straight start for Justin Hack, the loanee from MLS, NYCFC. Overall team that wants to bounce back from a 5-0 defeat to Pittsburgh. And then here, as we highlighted, Omar Sow up top. But overall, a good performance against Philly Union. But really look for Caden Clark. Two goals, 1 assist over that Union 2 team. Leads the team in assists overall with 5.
Both of the starting lineups brought to you by Active MG. As we're getting set for kickoff in this big Group F tilt. Hartford Athletic, the hosts, in their home green with the blue trim. And New York Red Bulls 2. 7 points behind them with an extra game played. This game very, very big in the Group F standings. They're in their road grays, and they kick us off from Dillon Stadium in Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford in the driver's seat for the second playoff spot in Group F. New York Red Bulls 2 coming off their most complete performance of the season, according to their coach John Woliniak, hoping that they can close the gap tonight and get right back in the race for that final playoff spot, at least as it stands right now in Group F. Pittsburgh Riverhounds have already captured a playoff spot, and they look like they're on their way to winning this group. Hartford Athletic, New York Red Bulls 2, the two teams with the best chance by far of grabbing that second spot. Gabby Torres on it for Hartford Athletic, their first foray forward. Initially cleared off the 18-yard line. Everett Guzman's first touch, and Gabby Torres clears it away. Scored a big, decisive goal here against Loudoun United last time Hartford Athletic were here. Let's take a look at tonight's mission objectives brought to you by the U.S. Army. Big for Hartford Athletic to get on the board first.
It is, and I have strike first, even just starting on the front foot, because we mentioned in the open, they're 4-0 when they score first, but it's so important to create early opportunities, really build confidence in the attack, and then really play positive in the stretch where they have 6 games in 3 weeks. And then for Red Bulls 2, be solid defensively. They recorded their first shutout of the season against Philly Union 2 last week. Really limit the scoring opportunities from wide services, and then press with energy and really create opportunities in transition.
Coach John Woliniak told us earlier this week, we were talking about how big it is for Hartford to score first, just as important for Red Bulls 2. It seems like when they do, they're able to carry that momentum onto positive results. Torres, searching ball into the penalty area. Torres gets it back for Hartford Athletic. Nibbled at him at the edge of the penalty area. Chance for Macias. Serve one in. Will go out for a throw-in on this near side. Hartford Athletic would like to extend a thank you to our title partner, Trinity Health of New England, and a special thank you to all of our healthcare workers, first responders, cleaning staff, and everyone who has worked tirelessly and selflessly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Red Bulls 2 led by Bentuma, Yaya Toure. Up top, putting the pressure on, but here come Hartford Athletic back the other way here with Gabby Torres, who cuts in onto his left boot, takes the shot on, and it's just a whisker wide out for a goal kick.
And I've really already liked what I've seen from that left side with Gabby Torres. They're finding a little bit of space and really attacking it. And these are the initial moments that I really think Hartford's going to gain a lot of confidence from, because we talk about trying to get those 3 points and getting a little bit of a cushion there in Group F for that second and last playoff spot. You and I have discussed it. They continue to have games in hand, Hartford do, but at some point those games have to be played. So Hartford's going on a stretch where everybody else has a little bit more space in between matches and maybe a couple days off and maybe a week off in between, but Hartford doesn't.
Torre, trying a centering pass for LaCava. So, to Lemma, very important player for a young Red Bulls 2 squad. That's out for a goal kick. Chris Lemma, and on a young team, has been so consistent during his time with New York Red Bulls 2. set the club record for appearances this season in his career. Coach John Woliak told us that a team with a lot of young talent, with a lot of guys still trying to get used to the league, he's vital. There's a mistake here from Harfe Mandanda, the goalkeeper for Hartford, but it was cleaned up on the near side here.
And Lemo was so good against that Philly Union team. Unfortunately had a missed penalty kick early on in that game, but really did well throughout that 90 minutes to help his team with a 6-0 win.
And he is wearing the captain's armband again tonight for John Woliak's 11. And coming off that 6-0 win over Philly Union 2. That was kept in by Caden Clark. And then cleared out for a throw. A good extra effort by the 17-year-old star for New York Red Bulls 2. He's really come on as the season has gone on. Seems to always provide a burst of energy, number 37 in gray for the roadside. It's going to be last off Hartford Athletic. And another throw-in for Red Bulls 2 on the near side. Good throw into the penalty area, was flicked on towards Torre, but Mandanda had it covered. It's a quick outlet downfield, and it's easily cleaned up at the back by Joe Falla defensively for Red Bulls 2. Torre trying to win a throw-in for his side, does so successfully.
And you said it, this Red Bulls team is playing very well here come at the late end of this stretch of the season. 2 wins in 3 matches and coming off that 6-0 complete performance. And then you have Hartford that's really put in a complete performance throughout the season with 3 losses, 1 coming to an Indy 11 side that's at the top in second in Group E, and then 2 to Pittsburgh, who are at the top of their group.
AARP Connecticut is proud to support Hartford Athletic and welcomes fans of all ages to visit aarp.org/CT to get important information about COVID-19, safe absentee voting, and upcoming virtual events. Follow defensively for New York Red Bulls 2. Didn't decisively clear that away, but Barry Sharifi was there to help defensively. And on the Hartford side of things, obviously Pittsburgh has been the team to beat in this group and one of the teams to beat really in the whole league this season. But anytime you lose by 5 goals, it's certainly an opportunity for a team to look themselves in the mirror. And Coach Roddy Jahidi told us earlier this week that it was really just about cleaning up the simple mistakes, better decision making, and getting back to what they do. Obviously, he mentioned some of the situations in the previous game as Sam Strong was getting into it a little bit after a challenge there. We saw him get a little feisty when we had Hartford here against Loudoun about a week and a half ago now. He is certainly not just strong physically. And then it's broken up by our center referee tonight, Thomas Schneider. Corner kick opportunity for New York Red Bulls 2 on the far side. I beg your pardon, it's a throw-in. Handball appeals from the fans on the far side. It was not given. Play continues. It's given away here just outside the penalty area. Cross into the center is cleared away and cleared out of the penalty area by Hartford Athletic. Near miscue there, I should say a miscue, nearly led to a big opportunity. Now Hartford Athletic try to come back the other way. Lovely searching ball to switch fields. Gabby Torres is on his horse here. Could open up here for Hartford Athletic. Good ball into the penalty area, and it's cleared away. Joseph Zielinski with a crucial challenge for Red Bull 2.
You really do have 2 teams that are going to create several opportunities, but which one's going to convert and which one's going to convert in a timely fashion?
Really good ball in by Torres, and Ever Guzman the target. Not quite for Hartford Athletic. Torre trying to slice it through for So to latch onto, not quite able to do so. Chance for Eden Cohen initially. Guzman. Dixon. His touch kind of helped him out. Into the penalty area it goes, and it's going to be cleared out for a throw-in. Special thank you to our founding partners at the Hartford for their continued support of Hartford Athletic. The Hartford is helping Hartford Athletic and CIAC recognize high school teams representing excellence and teamwork on and off the field as part of the new High School Team of the Week program. Congratulations to Newton High School football and Brantford High School dance team.
This game, we highlighted the importance for both teams to get 3 points, and you can already see the urgency in both of these teams to jump out to the early lead. That moment was so right inside the 6-yard box, just a few moments before Gabby Torres makes a great run along that left side. So both teams really playing to that front foot and really looking to score early and try to get a little bit momentum.
Again, just a 7-point difference in the group between these two. 3 points for either side could really dictate how the rest of this regular season goes in the fight for the second playoff spot in Group F. Hartford obviously have the edge, but a New York Red Bulls 2 win could change things. It's a really good ball in, and the header is in for Hartford. A searching ball into the penalty area, and the header is into the back of the net from Mateus Silva. And Hartford Athletic are in front inside 11 minutes.
You're going to find that this ball is so incredibly well placed because it's such a difficult spot for a goalkeeper. And you can see Lapsley, he sees it traveling far post, and you got to make a decision on whether you're in good position to take a good grab at it. Here you can see what a service in, heading far post, and Lapsley's got to make a decision here. He's on his toes. He's going to either go out for it or he's going to wait, and a lot of traffic coming at him, and Silva does a great job of getting on the end of that and puts his team in a great spot here 12 minutes into the match.
First goal of the season for Mateus Silva. How about the assist from the new signing, Eden Cohen, as well on the set piece. And Hartford Athletic are 1-0 up.
It really is about that ball from Cohen. It's placed in a spot where Lapsley he can't get out there, and then he's got 8 players coming right at him.
Cohen is the recent signing from the Israeli Premier League, and that's what Ronnie Jahidi told us earlier this week. He brings to the table good on set pieces, a good attacking threat on the wing when he gets forward, and very good with the ball at his feet. And he showed from a set piece there that he can be pinpoint. And Hartford get the first goal they were searching for. And now what will we see from New York Red Bulls 2, a young team that, which John Wolniak says, you know, they're a team that's tough. They've been through a lot this year. They can show you something when they're down, but they really wanted to get that first goal on the board for a reason, and now they have to respond. Meanwhile, Hartford are coming again here. It's a lovely ball in behind. Guzman the target. He's able to grasp it. Tries the shot, and it's blocked from just outside the penalty area. It was Zielinski there again defensively.
You mentioned it, from such a frantic start already here in the first opening 15 minutes. You wonder what you're going to get from a young Red Bulls 2 team, but you know this team knows they can score. They just put 6 against Philly Union 2 last week. They've done well. Omar So's playing with a lot of confidence, so they know they can get back into this game. But you wonder if it's going to open them up a little bit more, because they're really going to be pushing for the equalizer here sooner than later.
We mentioned it, perfect 4 wins out of 4 when scoring first going into this game tonight. Although Hartford hadn't scored first in their last 4 matches. They did have a win, 2 losses, and a draw over that 4-game stretch. The 1 win coming here against Loudon, who scored in the first 5 minutes. But Hartford Athletic turned it around for a 2-1 victory. Like you said, Eric, Red Bulls 2, certainly a team that can create a ton of chances with the pace they have going forward, with the skill they have in the midfield. As Lemma tries a searching ball, cleared away by Strong. Pushing a chase on the far side. Strong is deemed to challenge fairly for that, to shield away the run. It's back with Hartford Athletic, who have certainly been the brighter of the 2 sides so far. Torres in behind here. Lovely control by Guzman. A penalty handball appeal there, as it was Joseph Falla there defensively for Red Bulls 2. Referee waves it away. It's a throw-in. Hartford Athletic would like to announce their virtual yoga and mindfulness session presented by Cigna on September 29th. Practice yoga with the players and help to raise money for Mental Health Connecticut. Go to hartfordathletic.com/Cigna for more information and to register.
You can also
blows it the other way. It's a foul throw, actually, against Hartford Athletic.
You can also see early on, Hartford is doing a better job in their defensive half of completing passes at a high rate and being positive with those passes, because sometimes they lead to their own demise in regards to giving up goals, not completing, whether it's a flat pass, a slow pass that gets picked off, those transitional moments, and they've done really well connecting through the midfield and then finding those runs by Guzman and Dixon, and then Gabby Torres there on the left.
Silva, the goal scorer. It's a really good ball into the penalty area. Chance for Hartford. Initially, the crossing attempt by Cohen was blocked. Here's Dixon for Hartford. Harassed by Torre. Still Dixon, and he runs out of room, but wins himself and his team a corner on the far side. Corner kicks brought to you by Bank of America. An opportunity from a set piece for Hartford.
Looks like Barrera is going to set up for this outswinger.
Franchise leader and season leader in assists for Hartford Athletic, although hasn't had an assist in just over a month.
Sorry, the in-swinger.
Puts in a really good ball here. It falls out for a second opportunity, which is blocked away. Again, Yaya Torre back defensively for Red Bulls 2. It's out for a throw-in. Wallace Lapsley already has conceded here for New York Red Bulls 2 in net. His first career clean sheet last time out against Philadelphia Union 2.
And did really well in that match, because even though it seems like a lopsided score, and it was, Philly Union had their opportunities, and Lapsley really stepped up and made sure his team kept a clean sheet.
Oh, it's a wonderful run initially from Aiden Macias, but he was stonewalled just outside the penalty area. Strong resets with Cohen for Hartford Athletic. And a misplaced pass by Dixon sends Mateu Silva all the way back. Header in a awkward direction there, but Lapsley's there for Red Bulls 2. Rito, Clark. It's a good first time ball out wide for So. Just didn't quite get to him. It was a good idea. Torres now in behind. Nobody makes the run for Hartford, and Lapsley cleans it up. Certainly Caden Clark could be an X factor tonight for New York Red Bulls 2. Mentioned him earlier. 5 assists, leads the team. It's 4th coming into the night in the USL Championship. Picked up a couple of goals as well in that Philadelphia Union 2 victory.
And I agree with you 100%. To see him get on the ball a little bit more often in the attacking half because he does such a great job dribbling at defenders and moving defenders, and that'll only benefit So and Torre as they run off defenders as well. So look for Caden Clark. I agree with you. He's going to be a key to this game as well.
6 goals for New York Red Bulls, too. Most they've scored, by the way, since July 13th of last year when they beat Atlanta United 8-2. Here's Hartford with Gabby Torres. Balls for Barrera. Cohen. Good ball into the penalty area. Not close to too many of his teammates, though. It was easily headed away, but given back by LaCava. Cohen. Strong uses his vision to switch fields to Gabby Torres. It's always dangerous for Hartford Athletic when he gets going in a match. That ball's going to go over the top to Lapsley. Select 1947, or I should say since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com. Here's So for Red Bull 2. Couldn't quite find Clark. Rito helps win it back, initially at least. It looks like the assistant referee spotted a hand on the ball there. And it looks like it's going to be a Red Bull 2 free kick in a relatively dangerous area here. And Lemma's going to take charge.
This is going to be similar to what kind of ball Cohen sent in for the goal for Hartford. Can they put Mandanda in a position where he's got to make a decision to either come off his line or stay and try to make a save while you have all those players inside the 18-yard box?
Lemma delivers it into the penalty area. And I think that was Gabby Torres back there defensively to head it away. 69th appearance for Lemma tonight, most ever by an outfield player in Red Bull 2 history. All-time leader in appearances by a field player, games played, games started, and minutes played in club history. Attacking stretch breaks down for Red Bull 2. Justin Hack on loan from NYCFC in Major League Soccer, initially cleared it away, 80 in green. It's out for a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, and as we build up towards the playoff hunt and run for either Hartford or New York Red Bulls, especially here for Hartford with Justin Hack starting his 2nd straight game after going on loan from NYCFC, how does he fit into this lineup as he gets tackled here?
There was an appeal on the far side. Rito, good ball in towards the back post. Strong heads it away for Hartford. Hack is still down for Hartford after he was tackled and the play continued. I think a few thought they were going to pull that back once Hartford conceded possession. But play continued and almost led to a New York Red Bulls 2 chance. But Hack is still down.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Jaidi earlier this week about Justin Hack. He's so excited about this player. And again, you have so many games in 6. You have 6 games left to really build him into the lineup and get him into form and get him into rhythm. You hope he's okay.
Coach Roddy Jaidi obviously was looking for depth, looking for a little bit more talent. When Justin Hack was brought in, there's Coach Jaidi. Told us he was just excited to see him play as soon as they found out the deal went through. Came back in on, I should say, came to the team on September 9th, 18 years of age. First ever NYCFC Academy team member. 3rd homegrown player when he was promoted to the first team in 2019. Played 3 league games in 2019 and Also played in the U.S. Open Cup for NYCFC. Good challenge there by Torres to win it back for Hartford Athletic. Dixon now here on the near side, trying to lead the charge. And Dixon is dispossessed. LaCava in behind, looking for Torre, couldn't keep it in. Hartford Athletic is thrilled to have the Tavern downtown and Republic Gastro Pub as restaurant partners. Be sure to visit their websites for more information on dining and takeout to support our local restaurants.
Now, Hartford still has a lot to do to claim this final playoff spot here in Group F, but this is a team that if they can get themselves in that position, they've got the talent to make a run here. You know, you have a talented Arthur Rogers on the bench. You have Tyreek Johnson. You have a number of pieces that can really help this team. Maybe surprise somebody in the first round, whether it's Indy 11 or Lou City.
Chance for Hartford here, and the shot came flying in from Macias. Lapsley, in the end, had it at a comfortable height to save. Torre couldn't get it past Pack or Torres. Teus Silva's headed goal back in the 11th minute separates the sides.
And you can really see the energy and purpose that each team presses and defends with. It really does create moments, a little bit of havoc, but it also creates moments where there's space to play into behind. It's just about getting all 11 on the same page as you shift, as you step, as you press. And we saw a little bit of this frantic pace last week when Hartford hosted Loudoun, and that energy and that pace seemed to, you know, kind of dimmed as the game went on. So I'm interested to see how this kind of plays out.
A wonderful from Barrera. It's Dixon, and it's dragged wide. What a fantastic ball in behind by Danny Barrera, the maestro for Hartford. And Dixon just couldn't get it going. Couldn't put it on target.
And a good run, well timed off Dixon, off that right shoulder of the defender. Really wishing that he probably did better with that left-footed strike.
Pack couldn't quite hold on to it. Silva got more of the man than the ball, I think, and Caden Clark wins a free kick. Silva retreats to defend. He's going to get a talking to here from the referee. And I think Thomas Snyder is saying that that's going to be his last warning.
Well, you said it earlier with Sam Strong. It's such a physical back line with Silva, Paulitz, and Strong.
Another look at the great chance set up by Barrera. And rare that you see Alex Dixon miss it that badly. You'd expect him to put that on target.
Yeah, he really had a good look at goal, and even that near post. Seems like Lapsley kind of gave him a lot of space there on his left side.
Alex Dixon, so important whenever Guzman went down. He really picked up the scoring load. Now that they're both back, Hartford can expect some pretty big things. As it was miscontrolled on the near side by Edgardo Rito. One back by Hartford Athletic. Right back out for another throw. Hartford Athletic fans, make sure to get your tickets for our annual Match for a Cause on September 20th, presented by Stanley Black & Decker. This year, a portion of ticket sales and all proceeds from the match worn jersey auction will benefit Boys and Girls Clubs of Hartford. For more information, go to hartfordathletic.com/match for a cause.
Really, after those first 10 minutes, Red Bulls 2 forwards, So and Torre, have kind of been quiet here. They really haven't gotten on the ball, whether it's in the final third or early in the middle third. So I wonder if that's something that they're going to want to really either get them isolated a little differently, or like you and I discussed, was Caden Clark really pulling the strings and run a little bit more of the tempo there in the midfield.
Obviously, So I should say, is a little bit more of the surprise coming off his first ever hat trick as a professional. But Yaya Torre, also a goal and an assist in the Philly win. Chance here for Red Bulls 2. It's a good strike. Made Mandanda work. Torre lines it up, went for the near post, and ends up finding the side netting. Parfait Mandanda, who hasn't been tested much, was up for the task that time on a long-range effort.
And Mandanda really parries this, not necessarily far enough, but away enough that really Red Bulls 2 can't jump on the end of it with Torre. So way to be prepared there for the long-distance strike.
That's going to lead us into our first half hydration break, with Hartford leading by a goal to nil. That man there, Mateus Silva's header in the 11th minute, separates the sides. We were just talking about So's hat trick for New York Red Bulls 2. So we take a look at some of that elite company that he joins in New York Red Bulls 2 history. It's funny, we talked to Coach John Wolniak about it. He lost track with how many hat tricks the club's had in the history. Was it 8? Was it 10? Obviously, that notable one back in 2016 in the USL Cup final, which was a victory for New York Red Bulls 2 as well at Red Bull Arena in Harrison, New Jersey. By the way, the hometown, of course, of Omar So. But obviously, one goal scoring threat on the New York Red Bulls 2 side, coupled by, or I should say answered by, a goal scoring threat on the other side in Ever Guzman. And we take a look at his 2 goals from the Loudoun win back on August 2nd.
And still really trying to get involved in this game. Ever Guzman, getting a set piece goal. Really, him and Dixon have been doing a really good job of interchanging their runs, really causing this Red Bulls team to get stretched. But just like we discussed with So and Torre on the other side with Red Bulls 2, other than that one chance that Dixon had there on that left foot with the ball in from Barrera, Guzman probably wants to get involved a little deeper in the run of play in that final third.
There's John Wolniak, the head coach for New York Red Bulls 2. Said he was just as happy with the defensive performance as he was with the 6 goals against Philly Union 2 last time out. So far, his team, at least going forward, searching for answers in this first half.
And he really discussed defending wide services, and they've done a good job in the run of play defending wide services. Really straightforward, playing the ball out.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our community champion program. Children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford are able to come to matches free of charge. Since the goal, we've seen, again, a couple of little flurries from New York Red Bulls 2. Nothing sustained as of yet. Hartford has had the better of it. Could have made it 2-0. Big missed opportunity by Alex Dixon moments before the hydro break. Guzman flicked it on for Dixon. Dixon heads it into space in the penalty area. Was cleaned up and cleared. Out for a Hartford throw. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Hartford Athletic, then click on the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Hartford Athletic's next match. Go to ESPN.com now/follow for your club.
I think Hartford's doing such a good job of denying the ball to Clark and Sharifi from New York, really causing So and Torre, LaCava and Lema really having to receive the balls from different areas and different players. So they are really controlling the space that New York is playing into, and whether that's making New York uncomfortable in the attack, it really is slowing up some of that tempo that they had in that game against Philly.
Yeah, Yaya Torres had a tough time getting going for Red Bulls 2. He was able to wriggle his way out of a challenge, and then Red Bull 2 are trying to send it upfield. A foul is called, though, brought back. It'll go Red Bulls 2's way. Teu Silva, again, who was actually warned earlier in the half after a tough challenge on Caden Clark. Penalized. So he's on a bit of a short leash with the center referee. Ball lofted in behind. Kava in the area, So was there as well. Offside is called.
Yeah, and if you're Silva, Strong, and Politz, you definitely want to stay out of the booking because you have to play Torre and So physical. They're such physical forwards that you don't want to get something silly early on here in the first half, and then now you're playing the rest of the game with fear of getting a second yellow and putting your team down to 10 players.
Kevin Politz was questionable coming into tonight. Good for Hartford with some of their squad rotation they've had to go through this season, that he's able to play tonight. Dixon putting the pressure on the Red Bull 2 back line, allows them to clear it away. Strong's header falls into New York Red Bull 2 space here. LaCava could lead them up here. Still LaCava into the penalty area. And a great recovery run there by Eden Cohen to clean things up, showing you his pace. Here's Barrera. Nearly found Gabby Torres. Challenge last off of Red Bull 2. Now for a Hartford throw as Rito helps up Gabby Torres.
Good build up from LaCava there. It's always those tough plays where you're dribbling at defenders, and unfortunately, as you start getting in the final third, no options become available. So you want maybe somebody to, pull out of the run and be able to drop back and provide an option, because he really wasn't in position to take a shot from distance at the pace he was running it and at the angle. So, although you like the tempo and the pace that he's running at defenders, really wasn't able to create anything out of it.
Caden Clark there nearly dribbled into trouble, then got out of it, nearly dribbled into trouble again, and got out of it. Wallace Lapsley will reset for New York Red Bulls 2. We've not seen them at their top gear yet in this first half. Hartford's defense and energy and their strong start has really carried through most of this first half. In a game they feel if they win, could not only put them in the driver's seat, but could put them a few lanes, or maybe I should say a few car lengths ahead in the race for the second playoff spot in Group F.
Yeah, it would put them in a clear 10 points ahead if they can get 3 points here.
The ball looking for Dixon, who was making a good run towards the penalty area and just couldn't get to the ball. Torre with a good run forward, but he was cut out by Strong. One back by Clark. Centering pass by Sharifi. Rito looking for it, cleared away by Silva. Kept alive through contact by Sharifi, who's then fouled by Torres. And another pretty dangerous spot for Red Bulls 2. Rito. Assessing his options. He has Torre with him. Instead, loses it and then commits a foul. I think Rito just took a little too much time to make his decision over whether he wanted to cross it or outlet to Torre, and instead New York Red Bulls 2 lose possession, and on top of it, Ricardo Rito is booked for the challenge.
Rito's sitting there like, that was my first challenge. Silva's gotten to 3, and he's not in the book yet. But tackle here by Rito, really just after a loss of possession.
Yellow card, assist to New York, number 72, conduct, free call.
Certainly don't love to see contact by the face, although I don't think that was on purpose from Edgardo Rito. That's more than likely why the yellow card was brandished. It's good to see Aiden Macias back onto his feet. Hartford Athletic fans, be sure to vote for your Cigna Man of the Match on Twitter using hashtag Cigna MOTM.
Both these teams really understand that even when you get into talking about 3 points, 1 point, draw, win, that if you want to be in the playoffs, these are games that you need to take care of in order to see yourself out of Group F here. With Group F leaning towards matchups with Group E, whether it's an Indy 11 team or Lou City.
Good ball in by Torres. Wasn't initially cleared by Fala, and then Zielinski was able to get a vital touch. It's physical there between Silva and So. Macias back contributing in the field of play. Eden Cohen, lovely touch there to get around a defender. Cohen still goes, finds Barrera, sizes it up. And it's an easy save in the end by Lapsley. Another good stretch of play there from Hartford Athletic.
That would have been a tremendous goal and build-up.
Here's Clark to So. And New York Red Bulls 2 will reset with John Tolkien. Don't miss Hartford Athletics' last regular season home match of the season, September 23rd at 7 p.m. versus Philadelphia Union 2. Be sure to note that this home match was moved December 20th, now September 23rd. Get your tickets at hartfordathletic.com/tickets before they sell out.
And that's the issue that New York's having here, is every time they hit the final third, they're having to reset and go back through their back line. Hartford doing a great job of getting players behind the ball, making it difficult for New York to find different combinations to unlock space.
Justin Hack with a tough challenge there, and he was booked for that challenge. I believe that's Yaya Torre who's still down. And that's why. So a set piece opportunity for New York Red Bulls 2. They haven't really made the most of these yet when they've had them in the first half. This one a bit further away for Lemma to try and set something up. New York Red Bulls 2 down by a goal to nil.
You know, Lemma's first service early in the game was just slightly on the outside of the 18-yard box, really not posing any problems for Mandanda.
Lemma will play it short. Tolkien looking for a better angle. Floats it over the top. It was an interesting idea. I think Joseph Fala in the area was over his head, even for him, one of the tallest players on the pitch. Couldn't quite get ahead to it. forget to download the official Hartford Athletic mobile app available for Apple and Android phones. It's the one-stop shop for all things Hartford Athletic and the easiest way to manage your tickets. Go to hartfordathletic.com/app. That might have been handled there off a deflection by Barrera. It was. Referee was right on the spot to spot it. Lemma was trying to play it quickly, and Barrera made sure that that wasn't going to happen. Ball was played over the top. In the end, easy for Mandanda. As Omar Sow continues to just not be able to quite get into the game yet for New York Red Bulls 2. Thank you to all of our Business Alliance members. To learn more about the program and more than 25 businesses involved, go to hartfordathletic.com/business. Macias for Hartford. Fourth official has indicated minimum of 5 added minutes in the first half. Stoppage time presented by Brignol Vineyards. 5 added minutes. A couple of stoppages during this first half. Time for one of these two to grab an important goal at the end of this first half. Here's Dixon. Advantage was played after Justin Hack was brought down. Dixon lines it up. Oh, and it's gone in. Lapsley couldn't get there. And Alex Dixon scores Hartford's second with just a few moments to go in the first half. He thought, why not try it? And he's doubled the delight for Hartford.
You've seen over these last 15, 20 minutes, Alex Dixon really finding a rhythm in the runs, finding space on top of that 18-yard box. He misses a shot earlier on where he finds a good run in. Here, he just dribbles. He sees that New York backline dropping into their own 18, and he figures, why not? Let's take it. Obviously, Lapsley's got to do better than this with that shot, getting beat with a little bounce right in front of him. But credit Alex Dixon for seeing that backline drop and seeing an opening, and that seemed to shoot into. But that's going to be one that Lapsley wants back, especially right before half, putting his team down 2-0 with a slightly bigger mountain to climb here if they want to get 3 points and put themselves back in the conversation for that second spot in Group F.
It's Alex Dixon's 4th goal of the season. He's now the joint leading goal scorer on the team with Everett Guzman. And Red Bulls 2 provide an answer here with 3 minutes still to play here. Of the added 5 in this first half. Headed out by Torres, throwing for New York Red Bulls 2. Ended up kind of being a hit and hope for Alex Dixon. As they say, you gotta buy a ticket if you want to win the lottery. Here's Lemma. Tolkien to Clark. Cava was assessing his options. Now Lemma again. So was waiting for it centrally, but Yaya Torre was dispossessed. It stays with Red Bulls 2 on their side of midfield.
And Hartford continues to do a tremendous job of forcing New York into spaces in that final third that make them uncomfortable.
Here come New York Red Bulls 2 again here. Clark lines it up. And Mandanda, despite dropping it, easily corrals it. That's a little bit better from New York Red Bulls 2. More potential shown there from Caden Clark, who can really do a lot of damage when he gets going.
Yeah, as I say that, Caden Clark finds space at the top of the 18-yard box.
There's space here for Cohen to run into for Hartford. He could set something up here, set up the first goal for Hartford, and a poorly timed run there on the far side by Guzman. You rarely see that. And a chance that New York Red Bulls 2 kind of allowed Hartford to run into the space. A mistake gives it right back to them.
But you can see it. New York is so concerned with defending wide services, whether it's just at the top of the 18 or beyond the 18-yard box, that they're dropping so quickly trying to get numbers inside that box.
Here come Red Bull 2 again here. LaCava's cross. Didn't really pick anyone out in particular. Torres clears. It was Zielinski who did well to get there, but he's actually, I think, going to be penalized.
Yeah, it looked like Dixon put his boot up there and almost caught the face of the Red Bulls defender, almost putting his cleat up. He didn't catch it there on the, but Zielinski wondering how he's getting called.
I think that look before we saw the replay from Alex Dixon kind of told you the story there. I think he might have gotten away with one. Silva scored the first as he finds Dixon. The two goal scorers tried to link up there. And New York Red Bulls 2 trying to play one over the top for Omar Sow. It was initially good coverage there, but Sow wins it back. Got a little fortunate. Clark, fortunate to find Sharifi initially. Red Bulls 2 could come up with something here, but the pass to LaCava was cut out. LaCava pushes to win it back. He shoots, and it's just wide. Oh my goodness. New York Red Bulls 2 did everything they could to keep that possession alive, but in the end, they couldn't find the back of the net in this first half, which has been dominated by Hartford Athletic. 2 goals in the first half, one from Mateus Silva, his first of the season, and Alex Dixon, fortunate as Wallace Lapsley couldn't save it, gave Hartford a 2-0 lead at the half. Hartford defensively have been stout in these first 45 minutes. That second goal could prove to be costly for New York Red Bulls 2. Hartford in the driver's seat in this game, in the driver's seat in Group F as well. At the half, up by 2-0.
Bravery has a face, a name, like Nancy, Daniela, or Carl. And same as everyone else on the block, Bravery has a family. The foundations of Cigna and New York Life introduce the Brave of Heart Fund, providing healthcare workers with peace of mind and financial support if they lose their life. They're out there, protecting our families. Let's protect theirs.
We don't just protect things, we help protect the life you've built around them. Travelers, it's better under the umbrella.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual, because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Soccer fans, don't forget to head to the town downtown Newborn after the game for the official pre- and post-match party. Also, don't forget to check out the Russian Lady and the Rocking Horse Saloon. All three are located.
Welcome back to Hartford between Hartford Athletic and New York Red Bulls 2. Now it's time to take a look at the dish with our very own Devin Kerr.
3 days, 4 groups, 5 games. Let's get it. The Dish, Friday, September 11th. Phoenix Rising hosting Las Vegas Lights. If the Lights want anything of a sort of a chance to get back into this in Group B, they got to get a victory. Instead, Phoenix Rising skips the entree, the appetizer, the dessert, and they go straight to the dishwashing room. They do the dishes themselves. 5 goals from Phoenix Rising. Dadashov twice. Flemings, Stanton, Baquero. De La Fuente grabs one in the 82nd minute. But I think the key thing here is Phoenix Rising attack is finally back on track, and they are once again the Western Conference wonder. Let's transition. Group F, Pittsburgh against Hartford Athletic. Okay, can they repeat a performance of just a few short weeks ago on August 28th? I'll tell you what, I'm going to spoil it. I have to. They took them to the candy shop. 5-0. It was so much better than the 3-0 drubbing just 2.5 weeks ago. Ryan James, Anthony Velarde, Mensah, James, Mensah, Mertz. I mean, the names just flow together like the salmon of Capistrano. You gotta love what's going on. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds might be the best team in the Eastern Conference. 14 goals for, 0 goals against in the last 4 games. Hartford, you want to make a run of this thing? You got to beat Pitt, Red Bull 2 down the stretch. Group E, this was a big one. This was going to be the 1-2-3 punch of who could finish it off. Unfortunately, there were 3 punches thrown. All of them came from Louisville City. Antoine Opino, his first goal in 2020. And check me if you've heard this before. Cameron Lancaster back of the net. Yep, that's his 6th on the season. You would get, yeah, it's not Phoenix Rising. It's Jason Johnson. He gets his first goal in a Louisville City uniform since the recent acquisition. Their last loss, by the way, July 29th against Sporting Kansas City 2. St. Louis doesn't exactly have their fate in their own hands. Down the stretch, Indy twice, Sporting Kansas City 2, Louisville. Make a run. B and C, let's go back-to-back. The unbeaten team of San Antonio FC doing battle against who? El Paso Locomotive, who has not been given enough credit in my opinion. You go back and forth. Penalty on one end. Let's go penalty on the other. Anything you can do, I can do worse. Andrew Fox, Brent Kallman, the loanee from Minnesota United, takes it down. Solignac. Yeah, do his dishes. That's downright disruptively filthy. But guess what happens? This title fight went back and forth. Mitchell Tainer on the side takes down Salgado. Ball gets lofted in. Mitchell Tainer knocks himself out. The unbeaten are finally beaten. Good on you on Paso Locomotive. Now let's check this out. See, Cammie Palmer gets in the way in the slip and slide of Miguel Berry. Guess what? Guido just buries it in the bottom corner. Happy to take advantage of that. But he's seen enough for the night because, watch this. Check, please. It's rude. It's filthy. It's delicious. Dessert served on a platter by San Diego Loyal, who are on a nice little run of their own. By the way, we'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your server. Thanks for joining the Dish. We'll see you out there. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Great stuff as always in the USL Championship. Great stuff as always from Devin Kerr as well. Now let's go take a look at some big news out of Oakland.
Oakland. The town. A world-class city where it's not just about where you're going,
but it's also where you come from. See, here, there's always room at the top.
Where sky's the limit,
but roots help keep you grounded. And this is town business. If you know, you know. Some might say it's rough around the edges,
but we all know that the flavors are in the margins. It's a family affair out here.
It's all eyes on we.
Hold it down for the people holding you up. These things matter to us.
It is let's go Oakland over and over and over again, where East Oakland and West Oakland meet.
Show the town love.
And the town will love you back. Oakland, forever.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
So far, so good for Hartford Athletic here at Dillon Stadium. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky back here with you 2-0. Hartford on top. As we take a look at the news and notes from around the USL Championship, you just got a little bit of a dose of it right there. Oakland Roots Sports Club set to join the USL Championship at the start of the 2021 season. Good to see some good stuff coming from Loudoun United as well. Simon Lefebvre with single game record, posting 13 saves on Saturday. And of course, we've mentioned how good the Riverhounds have been this season.
They've just been solid all season and really deserve to clinch that first playoff spot.
Take a look at the team of the week for week 12. Obviously, Lefebvre leads the way for Loudoun United. After a couple of tough games earlier in this season, he really showed how big he can be as well. Antoine Opido for Lou City. They're rising really strongly at the right time as always.
They are. John Hackworth team really playing well here come late going in the playoffs.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, you want to see how good they are. Watch them play Loudoun United on Saturday. Lou City in action as well. Could be a big game for Hartford Athletic as they try to shore up that second playoff spot. And obviously a huge game on Saturday between St. Louis and Sporting KC2 in that topsy-turvy Group E. Let's take a look at Group F between, of course, tonight Hartford Athletic and New York Red Bulls 2. Reiterating again how big 3 points could be for Hartford Athletic's chances.
It is, and we discussed it. Pittsburgh Riverhounds already clinching that playoff spot. Not necessarily the first seed, but they most likely will finish in first. And then Hartford really doing well, getting 3 points.
5 scores right now, I should say, around the USL Championship. Just mentioned Lou City. They've got a 1-0 lead over Indy 11 at the break. So far, so good for Philadelphia Union 2 against Loudoun. And obviously North Carolina with a big win on Sunday over Memphis. No score so far in Atlanta or Miami. Here in Hartford, Hartford Athletic off to a good start. It's been all them so far against the New York Red Bulls 2 in this crucial Group F tilt. 2-0 at the half. We'll get to the highlights and the stats from the first half after a quick break.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Where some see a baker, I see an artist. I see Bridget of Bridget's Bake Shop, a Monet of muffins, a Cézanne of scones, a Leonardo of layer cakes. Bridget is a small business owner. Me, I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see nothing small about your small business.
With insurance designed for your small business, the Buck's got your back.
Bravery has a face, a name, like Nancy, Daniela, or Carl. And same as everyone else on the block, Bravery has a family. The foundations of Cigna and New York Life introduce the Brave of Heart Fund, providing healthcare workers with peace of mind and financial support if they lose their life. They're out there, protecting our families. Let's protect theirs.
We don't just protect things. We help protect the life you've built around them. Travelers, it's better under the umbrella.
Halftime in Hartford. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky back here with you. Hartford 2, New York Red Bulls 2-0. We take a look at the first half highlights between these two, the big Group F tilt, and obviously both teams 3 points tonight. So vital. Hartford was the one that really got off to the good start. It kind of carried over, Eric, for most of the first half.
It has, and it's a solid 45 minutes from Hartford so far. Go on a set piece, go on the run of play, and keeping New York Red Bulls off the board as well. And you could see they came out playing the front foot. They really wanted to get on the board early and extend that stat of being 4-0 when they score first. And you can see here, Good set piece service by Cohen. Silva, well-timed run, getting in between the New York Red Bulls defenders and bearing it for the first goal of the season. And then here, Alex Dixon, he's been dangerous all half and really missed an opportunity, or here was a strike by Barrera. Alex Dixon with the second goal of the half, and this is the run that I was just talking about. You know, misses it wide. Might have overthought it a little bit with Lapsley giving him the inside here, and then New York starting to put on a little bit of pressure.
Pressure didn't amount to much, and then Barrera continued to put on the pressure for Hartford Athletic, as he normally does, creating chances, setting things up, and then Alex Dixon struck for the second.
And Lapsley needs to do better with this shot, unfortunate, and he's going to definitely want this back, especially right before half. You go in at half 1-0, the talk is a little different.
No question about that. As we take a look at the halftime stats, shots on target, relatively even. Shots, not so much, although possession is actually slightly in favor of New York Red Bulls 2, but the 2 goals for Hartford Athletic, and that second one from Alex Dixon could end up being pretty crucial as we see what happens in the second half. The teams are ready. Again, Eric, you mentioned it. Hartford Athletic coming into tonight 4-0-0. Perfect when scoring first. They're also a perfect 6-0-0 when leading or tied at the half. This season, they're 2-0 up as this second half is about to get underway from Dillon Stadium in Hartford, Connecticut. What can New York Red Bulls 2 show us in this second half? It's going to be a pretty season-defining 45 minutes for New York Red Bulls 2. John Wolniak's side have a lot of work to do to get back into this one. No changes for either side at the half, and we are underway. 45 big minutes to go in this Group F. And immediately Hartford go right back onto the front foot where they left the first half. And the goals from Mateus Silva and Alex Dixon.
And the changes will be fascinating to see here early if each coach tactically, wanted to make any adjustments. Hartford playing with the 2-0 lead. Do you sit back a little bit more? Do you try to find that third goal and really put this game away? Because this New York Red Bulls 2 team can score and they're dangerous. So 2-0 is not always just safe. You really want to go after this game. And then for New York, really unfortunate to be down 2-0 right before half. How do you get yourself back into this match? And really, they've lacked a little bit of purpose there in the final third. They get to that final third, and they haven't really been able to send it wide and get a good service in, or really, other than maybe 1 or 2 shots won by Caden Clark, they haven't really been able to find that space in front of the 18-yard box as well.
Haven't really called Omar So's name a ton tonight. We've seen a little bit from Caden Clark as well, and also kind of waiting for Yaya Toure to get going consistently for New York Red Bulls 2. Here's Guzman for Hartford. Macias was almost able to dribble into some space there. Was blasted away from him. Strong regains possession. Good challenge by Tolkien on the near side for New York Red Bulls 2. It could open up here for Caden Clark. Chance for Toure. So wonderful, nearly found Caden Clark. Here's Lemma. And Lemma's poor pass gives it away to Gabby Torres, although New York Red Bulls 2 salvage a throw. Toure tried to maybe do a little bit too much there, gets it back. Fit the pass in for So, couldn't quite do it. Curling effort, and it's easily covered by Mandanda. It was Jake LaCava. He's had a couple of opportunities like that in the game so far, but in the end, Parfait Mandanda was able to cover the space rather easily. Now this ball in behind here, Ever Guzman trying to chase it down, but the pressure forces it out off of Zielinski for a Hartford throw. Fala clears as it went into the penalty area, and it's so far pretty much the same in in these opening stages of the second half, as we saw in the first half. But some life from New York Red Bulls too in the early stages. Clark to Rito. And Yaya Toure again trying to wrestle around a defender. Got lucky that it fell for Lemma. Could be a chance here. Good ball into the penalty area, and it was cut out at the vital moment. And Silva clears for Hartford. That's much better from New York Red Bulls too. A poor touch gives it to Guzman here. It could open up for Dixon if the ball gets to him. And Dixon's touch just quite couldn't get it around the defender. Dixon still putting the pressure on here. Hartford win it back. Herrera. It's won back by LaCava.
Yeah, Dixon probably wanted a ball a little farther over the top from Guzman there.
Ooh, nearly in behind for Yaya Toure from Caden Clark, who shows you what he can do in transition. It's still with Red Bulls too.
For Hartford, they've played well defensively. They gave up that last chance there at the end of that in stoppage time in the first half. They're really looking to clean up some of those mistakes out of the back, whether it's in buildup or whether it's off a clearance off a service. You know, those are mistakes that really hurt them against Pittsburgh and really led to that lopsided defeat, that 5-0. So if you're Hartford, you really want to continue to put this thing together and stay away from that mistake that really cost you a goal. And
John Tolkien is down for New York Red Bulls too after Danny Barrera's challenge. Here's another look at what happened. Fans follow Hartford Athletic and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home of the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Both teams get an early break here in the early stages of the second half. We've seen some signs of a response, though, from New York Red Bulls, too.
You have. I just want to see them spread the field out a little bit more in that final third, because you could see when they hit that attacking half, they become very congested right at the top of that 18-yard box. So really not leaving many lanes or many seams open for themselves. You saw the shot taken by LaCava earlier on in this half. Good idea. He had good shape on it. He just needs to find farther to Mondanda's left side. But you mentioned it earlier. Can you find Can you find Toure? They had an interchange of play right at the beginning of the half where you saw Caden Clark going at that back line. Those are the moments that Red Bull really want to take advantage of and create something from. But yes, you've seen a lot more purpose and still a lot of energy defensively.
It looks like John Tolkien will try to continue here, holding his backside. Hopefully he's okay. And now there's a Hartford player down on the far side. I think that's Gabby Torres, who's slow to get up. He had a really electric first half in many parts for Hartford. And Adi Jaidi, last thing he wants is another one of his top players to be in trouble with injuries.
Gabby Torres with that game winner against Loudoun a week ago. Getting such a crucial 3 points out of that match, out of a match that they felt behind 1-0 early in that first 4 minutes.
Hack was trying to switch fields. But the whistle went well before that. And it's going to go against Hartford here. Another look at it.
It's been a physical game from the start to at this point.
We saw Sam Strong get into it with a few New York Red Bull 2 players early in the first half. Good run here from Torre. Able to find So in space. And the pass, trying to find Caden Clark on the opposite side of the penalty area, was easily cut out. Clark wins it back from Dixon. Outside of the boot, ball into the penalty area, cut out by Hack. Switched by Sharifi. Foul here. And a booking for Gabby Torres. And a free kick in a dangerous spot again for New York Red Bulls 2. As it's Edgardo Rito who is down.
Unnecessary foul by Gabby Torres because New York didn't really have anywhere to go. We talk about not really creating that width, and they didn't really have any options to pass to. So, you know, unfortunately, Gabby Torres creating an opportunity here on a set piece for New York Red Bulls.
What can Red Bulls 2 do from this position? Haven't created a ton when they've had set piece opportunities, at least as of yet. Lemma and Sharifi will decide how they want to set this up. New York Red Bulls 2 trying to find a lifeline here in the second half. Sharifi's ball in, headed away by Paulitz, I believe. Former New York Red Bull 2 player himself. Back in by Tolkien, now for a corner.
It's a little better service there from Sharifi with Lemma taking the first one. Lemma serving one earlier in the first half and then going short with his second one, and Lemma going to be here on the end of this corner kick.
Lemma takes at the near post, went all the way through, nearly fell for, I believe it was Torre. And Red Bulls 2 will send it all the way back to Lapsley. And that's going to be miscontrolled out for a throw-in. Hartford Athletic would like to recognize another founding partner, Insignia, presenting partner of the Every Save Matters program, where for each save made by a Hartford Athletic goalkeeper, Insignia provides, or I should say donates money to Team Impact, allowing children and debilitating injuries or diseases to join a college or professional team for the season. In 2019, Insignia donated $10,000 to Team Impact. As you can see the number there on your screen. Hartford goalkeepers are helping to continue the cause this season. Ball into the penalty area looking for Omar So. And again, Parfait Mandanda in goal. Not too worried about it for Hartford Athletic. Hasn't had a ton to deal with so far.
And with such dynamic forwards with New York Red Bulls 2, they haven't been able to move that back three of Strong, Paulitz, and Silva around, and then even making Mandanda make a decision on whether he's coming off his line or staying on his line on set pieces or even in the run of play. And these are these moments where this young team in New York Red Bulls 2 needs to learn to do that. They need to learn how to break this team down and really get numbers up in a number of matchups.
Cohen eventually clears, although not decisively. Lemma's still trying to keep it alive. Dixon does well to find Macias. And here's Gabby Torres. Looking for Cohen, just a little too far over his head. Tolkien, though, was the last to touch it. And it's a Hartford throw. So Ronnie Jaidi, the head coach for Hartford, formerly a player and coach for Southampton in the English Premier League. He's the coach of the under-23s at Southampton before coming to take the job at Hartford Athletic. And Boy, what a job he's done in his first season. Remember, Hartford were, at least in 2019, again, it was their inaugural season, but had a tough go of it. In the Eastern Conference, they finished 17th out of 18 teams with only 29 points to their name last season. Only had 8 victories. They've already got 6 this season, and obviously if they win tonight, long way to go, but they'd be up to 22 points, just 7 off what they had all of last season. Of course, they conceded 80 goals as well. That number is significantly dropped as well. All put into the penalty area by Barrera, but over the head of Strong and out for a goal kick. And obviously, the fans here in Hartford have appreciated the effort, the turnaround that they've seen under Roddy Jaidi, and of course, if they can go on and make the playoffs, that'd be a heck of an achievement, even in a shortened season with a group stage, if you will, or group play.
And speaking with Coach Jaidi throughout the last couple weeks, he's really pleased with his players and really gives them a lot of credit and all the credit to where they are in the group and how they're playing right now.
He mentioned all the obstacles the team has had to go through, and really all the teams in the USL Championship have had to go through this season. And like you mentioned, Eric, with a bit of a combination of youth and experience on the team. Great to see the way that they've handled it, and Coach Roddy Jaidi certainly appreciated his first season. The team has really kind of bought in right away to the culture that he's tried to set, and so far the results for the most part have come. Again, when you just take a look at where they were a year ago, it's remarkable the difference a year can make.
We go back to those 3 losses that Hartford has, 2 of them being to Pittsburgh, who's at the top of their group, Group F, and then Indy 11, who's sitting in second in Group E.
Here comes Everett Guzman. Hasn't scored yet since he came back from his injury. Here's Torres into the penalty area, easily cleared by the Red Bulls 2 back line. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Fresh Bev, the official cocktail mixer of Hartford Athletic.
When we spoke and we asked Coach Jaidi about those losses, he just said there was something missing. You could just feel it, but you could also feel the confidence in which he was talking about his team that, hey, we'll get this figured out by playoff time when we have to face teams like that.
This is really good from Red Bull 2 here. LaCava sets it up and just couldn't put it on target. That's what New York Red Bulls 2 can do, especially in transition, and Jake LaCava nearly put himself in a great position to get Red Bulls 2 back in this.
As you mentioned, New York Red Bulls 2 can turn you over and really expose space very quickly. LaCava, unfortunately, just doesn't get his body around that one to find that far post. But really good link-up play there.
He's been one of the few that have been able to create a couple of chances. And has tested Mandanda, well, frankly, minimally, but has given him a few things to think about so far. And you just saw that burst of what John Wolniak's side can do. Eden Cohen has already shown tonight what he brings to the table, an assist on the opening goal to Mateu Silva. In a similar position on the other side of the field. It's another good ball in, flicked on, and easy in the end this time for Lapsley. Here's Rito trying to work quickly for Red Bulls 2. And in the end, he's forced back. Zielinski. Tried to find Clark. Macias, his persistence doesn't quite pay off. Lemma wins it back. Puts a good ball in behind, but Strong able to put a foot in there, and it's out for a throw-in. Quickly back into play by So. Clark. LaCava. It's a corner. New York Red Bulls 2. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Mayola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from the MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio, and the Sirius XM app. Corner for New York Red Bulls 2. Big chance, and it's in! They're right back in it. New York Red Bulls 2, we just talked about him. Jake LaCava gives them hope.
And Hartford's gonna want this back because it's just not defended well. And very reminiscent of the Ryan James goal that Pittsburgh had against Hartford on Saturday. Ball gets all the way through the first and second level defenders for Hartford. And then somebody that's been finding a good rhythm here in Jake LaCava, he ends up getting the goal here, and he's earned it. And this gets Red Bulls 2 right back in it. And for a young team that's already full of energy and really defending with a lot of spirit and purpose, you got to be careful here if you're Hartford.
Third goal of the season for Jake LaCava. And we were told a couple of changes. So both teams made changes there. Arthur Rogers in, Eden Cohen out for Hartford Athletic. Substitutions brought to you by 4G Recycling. Scored a great goal against Loudoun United last time they were here. Sharif J on for Yaya Toure for New York Red Bulls 2. And also, we saw Derry Corriff come on as well. There he is, 88. On for Barry Sharifi. Again, those substitutions also brought to you by 4G Recycling. So both teams, after the goal, had changes ready. Look at Sharif J, who's going to come on and try to complete this turnaround, which is now back on for Red Bulls 2. Again, when you're only 2-0 up, they say it's the most suspect lead to have in soccer. New York Red Bulls 2 halfway to a comeback here. Foul will go against them, though, as Macias was working his way down that far side.
And if you're Coach Jaidi from Hartford, you're just disappointed that something similar that happened against Pittsburgh on Saturday with Ryan James's goal, that lower service that beats that first and second level defenders, it comes back to haunt you again here in this game.
Rogers is over this after just coming on. He'll deliver the ball into the penalty area, and this time Lapsley able to easily corral it. What can this do to the confidence for New York Red Bulls 2? John Woniek told us how big confidence is for this young team. Free kick goes Hartford's way. Ooh, they tried to take it quickly. It was a good idea by Barrera, but it was deflected. And Barrera now retreats to help defensively. Rogers couldn't quite keep that in. What a late challenge there by Danny Barrera. He's got to be careful. He might be booked and for this challenge. He is. It's a yellow card for Danny Barrera as Chris Lemma is still down.
Yeah, Barrera catches him, studs up. Right here, bouncing ball, Barrera comes in. Catches that left ankle, Lemma. And now Barrera is gonna have to spend the rest of this half being very careful with the tackles he chooses to get into while in the center of the park.
Paula switches fields. What can Rito do from this position? He finds Sharif J, who's dispossessed by Gabby Torres. Hartford looking to counter here. Well, Torres is dragged down and wins a free kick. And another yellow card is brandished.
And these are going to be moments for Hartford to not only create some dangerous opportunities, although this set piece is a little deeper into the attacking half, but it's also going to be moments where maybe they can get momentum back in their favor with Red Bulls really flying right now.
Confirmation of the booking for Caden Clark, trying to stop the transition play from Hartford. Set piece didn't lead anywhere for Athletic, and here come Red Bulls 2 with Tolkien. Lemma with an option out wide. Ricardo Rito does well here, gets past one. Tried to sidestep another and was dispossessed by Macias. Here's Dixon for Hartford. Couldn't quite find Guzman, who couldn't stay on his feet, at least momentarily. Here's Tolkien to Clark. Rito, Jay, good idea. Trying to find LaCava again. It's out for a throw-in on the far side. Lemma with a good idea, trying to put the ball right back into the mixer. Guzman not able to get to it. Dixon now trying to win it back for Hartford. Lemma keeps it alive for Red Bulls 2 here. So, a good challenge there by Paulitz. Still with New York Red Bulls 2. We seem to have found a little bit of an extra gear here after getting back into the match with the goal from LaCava. Jay couldn't poke it forward. Dixon brought down, nothing given. Corriff slips, and it's out for a Hartford throw. Thank you to our partners who have donated their tickets back to the community to allow those who otherwise could not attend. I'd like to thank 4G Recycling, Citizens Bank, the Tavern Downtown, and BPS Lawyers.
See if a more experienced Hartford team against this young Red Bulls 2 team can find their footing and really slow this game down and finish it off. You're going to hope that they have the experience on the field that they just say, hey, calm this game down, play well defensively, minimize the mistakes, and we'll be fine. So you can see this game out and walk away with 3 points.
So plenty of time for New York Red Bulls 2 here. Sharif J, the substitute, went towards the 18-yard box and instead commits a foul, giving it back to Hartford Athletic. Hartford Athletic fans, be sure to vote for your Cigna Man of the Match on Twitter using hashtag Cigna, MOTM. Another substitution coming up here for Hartford Athletic. So it looks like Aiden Macias is going to make way here for the home side. We're going to get a look at Mass Jargensen here, who will come on, number 8 in green. Here's the confirmation of the 4G Recycling substitution.
Substitution for Hartford.
Jargensen, one of those players that has that experience to really help this team finish this game off.
Chance nearly broke there for Hartford, but here come New York Red Bulls 2 again. The goal scorer LaCava leads the chase, but it's cut out well defensively by Hartford. Falls for Lemma. Corriff. Maybe thought about sizing it up and then said plays the ball out wide. Not sure he meant to do that, but Rito is there. Good centering pass, so it wasn't there though. Corriff keeps it alive for Clark. LaCava goes for it. Took a deflection, it was blocked. Hartford clear it, only as far as initially Zielinski, but it's won back here by Guzman for Hartford. Guzman has Gabby Torres to his left, but couldn't quite find him. Although Torres does well with an extra effort. And in the end wins his side, I believe. Bare minimum keeps possession here. I think it's a corner. Definitely was last off a follow regardless.
And Guzman's going to be disappointed with the result. Having an opportunity to go 3v2, just misses that weighted pass to Gabby Torres. And then Gabby Torres with an excellent effort to earn the corner kick here.
Bank of America corner for Hartford here, trying to close this one out. Still feels like a lot can happen though in this one. It's a good ball in here. Strong with the header initially. Silva in there, and it's the loanee, Justin Hack, on loan from New York City FC in the MLS. And he may have just sealed all 3 points for Hartford. Right place, right time. 3-1 Athletic.
Now you're Hartford, and you get your second goal on a set piece, albeit by a lot of help from New York Red Bulls 2 in this situation. Just unable to get a good clearance here. And the loanee, Justin Hack, so confidently puts it in the back of the net. And that is exactly what Hartford needed right now at the moment they needed it. Really getting pushed back to their own defensive half by New York Red Bulls. And use a set piece. And you go back to that extra effort by Gabby Torres to earn that corner kick right there.
We head into the second half hydration break. That's why they brought him in. Justin Hack played just 3 games in the league for NYCFC last season. Has been capped at the international level with the U.S. under-18s. And comes up trumps for Hartford with his first goal for the club in a big moment in the match. It looked like New York Red Bulls 2 were working their way back into it in a big way. And instead, it's 3-1 at a crucial time, not only in this game, but potentially in the race for that second playoff spot in this Group F. And how about the 2 new additions coming up big? Eden Cohen's assist on the opening goal, and now Justin Hack scores his first goal on loan.
Yeah, Hartford's got to be very pleased with their performances tonight. Really quality service on the Silva goal by Cohen. And then Justin Hack sticking with the play, reading a lot of the missed clearances that Red Bulls had in that sequence on the corner, and then putting himself in a position to put his team in a great spot going into these final 12 minutes.
Couple of 4G recycling substitutions here. Danny Barrera makes way for Nicky Downs. And Marcus Nagelstad will enter the field of play for Hartford Athletic as well. And Alex Dixon makes way after another solid shift for Hartford. Nagelstad signed this season from the 3rd division in the Norwegian League. Won the Golden Boot in 2019 with 25 goals. He sort of bounced around in his career, from domestic play here in the States to overseas and back. Played in the first and the third division in Norway. But obviously has shown while he was there that he can score the goals and provide some depth up front for Hartford. Got his first touch there, deflected out for a Hartford throw. Of course, when you could bring off players like Rogers, Nagelstad, haven't even seen Alfonso Vasquez, the local product from Connecticut, all-time state leader in goals in Connecticut high school history. Visit HartfordAthletic.com to see our pub partners and make sure to pay them a visit and support our local restaurants and bars. This year, our pub partners include Tavern Downtown, Republic Gastro Pub, City Steam Brewery in Hartford, TK's in Danbury, Brignall Vineyards in East Granby, Roberto's Log Cabin in Lebanon, and Callahan's Bolorama in Newington. The result holds here. Again, there's still time for New York Red Bulls too, though they're running out of it here. Hartford would be 10 clear for the second playoff spot and have a crucial game in hand for New York Red Bulls 2 as well. And on top of that, they don't play each other again until the final game of the regular season on October 4th. It could be put to bed by then if Hartford has it their way. Rogers slips. And Nagelstad nearly controlled it down, so it was really good here last time Hartford were at home against Loudoun. Hack. Rogers. Flex out for a corner for Hartford. COVID-19 has taken a toll on everyone, and small businesses are no exception. In an effort to boost local economy and support food security in Connecticut, Hartford Athletic is happy to announce their event, Shop for a Cause, benefiting Food Share Connecticut. For more information, please visit hartfordathletic.com/shop-for-a-cause. Another Bank of America corner upcoming here for Hartford with under 10 minutes to play. Torres takes. It's a dangerous ball in there. Just about cleared away by New York Red Bulls 2.
Anytime you can get a flighted ball in that close inside the 6-yard box and get the goalkeeper stuck on their line, that's a deceptive ball sent in by Gabby Torres. Just go back to highlighting the depth that you were just talking about with Hartford. Seeing Rogers come on, see Nagelstad come on. We haven't seen Tyreek Johnson come on. Talk about Vasquez. I go back to it. This is a team that, if they manage their way into this second spot and will finish off in the second spot, they can make a good run and provide some difficulty for their opponents out of Group B.
Thomas Hartford Athletics regular season home match of the season. Their last one on September 23rd at 7 p.m. Philadelphia Union 2's in town. Please note that this home match date was moved from September 20th and is now on September 23rd. Get your tickets at hartfordathletic.com/tickets before they sell out. New York Red Bulls 2 looked like they were getting back into the match, but seems like the Justin Hack third goal for Hartford has taken some of that wind right out of their sails here. But their goal could change things here. There's still time. Here's Sharif J, the substitute. And he's bullied off of it by Silva, who scored the opener for Hartford. USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Search hashtag USL Academy on social media. That's certainly one of the trademarks of New York Red Bulls 2 over the last, well, certainly over 5 years now. Just development of talent, certainly one of their strong suits. This Red Bulls 2 team. And again, to be fair, we've seen some of that young talent on display, just not as much as New York Red Bulls 2 need to get a result tonight, at least not yet. But they keep on fighting here. LaCava falls for a shot. Oh my goodness, it nearly went in. It was a fantastic effort. Didn't expect the shot to come in there. It was just a whisker wide. Mandanda had to make sure. As we take another look at it here.
And that's the thing, if you're going to play narrow here on the top of the 18, this quick link-up play is going to open up a lot of opportunities. And you can see Mandanda having to come up with a big save there.
It's Derek Korev with the shot. Another opportunity came from Sharif J, but he slipped at the vital moment. And it is out for a goal kick for Hartford Athletic. Don't forget to download the official Hartford Athletic mobile app, available for Apple and Android phones. It's the one stop for all things Hartford Athletic. And the easiest way to manage your tickets, go to hartfordathletic.com/app. Korev to Clark. LaCava, who scored the lone goal so far tonight for Red Bulls 2 to initially get them back in it. Lemma. LaCava, it's a good ball in. Chance to spin for a shot there from So. It's a corner.
Yeah, if New York Red Bulls can get on the board here soon, then they'll definitely make this an interesting last 5+ minutes. Here's the shot. Great save by Mandanda.
Meanwhile, another chance goes by the wayside. Caden Clark with an ambitious effort from outside the penalty area, not even close to being on target. Roddy Jaidi making sure his team sees it out this time. Thank you to all of our Business Alliance members. To learn more about the program and the more than 25 businesses involved, go to hartfordathletic.com/business.
Coach Jaidi's got to be really pleased with his team's performance. They have gone in and out of moments of giving up dangerous opportunities, but overall, they've played well defensively, attacked, created a number of opportunities. And then here, last 20 minutes or so, he's been able to get on Nagelstad, Rogers, different players to kind of take Jorgensen to take some minutes, knowing that his team's going to go into a 3-week span where they play 2 games a week.
LaCava has been a bright spot tonight for Red Bulls 2. Good centering pass, a chance to shoot for So. It was blocked initially. So keeps on going here. And I think he tried to get through too many Hartford Athletic defenders there. He was dispossessed. Only as far as Zielinski. Tolkien. Decent ball in. Silva heads it away. Falls for Rito. Clark. Lemma. Nagelstad did really well, though gave it away. Clark from Rito. Chance to maybe make something interesting of these last few minutes, but Korev couldn't leap higher than Strong. Tolkien will try. Here's LaCava. 3 minutes plus stoppage time for New York Red Bulls 2 to try to pull off a remarkable comeback here. Tolkien, and easy for Mandanda.
And Omar So from New York just hasn't been able to get into those dangerous spots. Really being able to duplicate that performance against Philadelphia Union 2 last Wednesday when he scored his first professional hat trick. So he's gonna wanna try to get an opportunity here late to pull his team within 1.
Sam Strong is the player down for Hartford Athletic. One of the leaders emotionally and physically, really. That back line for Hartford Athletic. You can see with his intensity early in the game what this game meant to Hartford.
And you're hoping this is more of a fatigue or cramp issue than an actual injury, because he's so important to this lineup, so important to this back line defensively. Such a physical player, plays really smart out of the back. And that back line of Pullitz, Silva, and Strong have been one of the really good back lines in this group. But you talked to Coach Jaidi, and they defend as 11, and that's a big belief, and they defend from top to bottom. And you know, you go back to that defeat against Pittsburgh, there was a lot to be desired defensively from that 5-0 defeat.
Change here for New York Red Bulls 2. Bo Cummings is on. Edgardo Rito had a pretty good game tonight, to be fair. New York Red Bulls 2 will make way.
Replacing number 72, Edgardo Rito, in the 89th minute.
Sam Strong, I should say, looks to be okay. Good to see that as he got stretched out. Donda clears. Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Stanley Black & Decker. Stay tuned each week for the Stanley Innovative Play of the Game. Getting into the last few seconds here of the 90 minutes. It's flicked on into the penalty area. Silva tries to usher it out and does for a goal kick. Fourth official has indicated there'll be a minimum of 6 added minutes. At the end of the second half, stoppage time is presented by Brignall Vineyards.
Stoppage time is presented by Brignall Vineyards of East Brandway.
Well, not saying it's impossible. 6 minutes is doable for New York Red Bulls 2, but to be fair, since Hack scored the third for Hartford, it's only looked like it's going to go one way.
Yeah, you could see that energy drop from New York Red Bulls 2 after that Hack goal. And for a quick strike offense like New York Red Bulls 2, it's going to be tough to find here in stoppage time with a team from Hartford that has defended them well in the run of play. Obviously, New York's one goal coming off that corner. But other than that, they've really owned their roles and responsibilities individually, defensively. And that was a big key for Coach Jaidi when we spoke to him about the performance against Pittsburgh Riverhounds on Saturday.
AARP Connecticut is proud to support Hartford Athletic and welcomes all fans of all ages to visit aarp.org/CT to get important information about COVID-19, safe absentee voting, and upcoming virtual events. Hartford trying to clear it here. Nagelstad thought he was fouled. Play continues here. Lemma able to find So, who shoots. It's deflected. And Strong clears initially, headed back into the mixer. Not quite cleared yet. Tolkien. Here, Red Bulls 2 are going to do it. They need that second goal right about now, basically. Bicycle kick effort by Korif is over the top. He's had a couple of opportunities to go for the spectacular tonight. Since coming on as a substitute, that time didn't come close to hitting the target.
Quite ambitious there. And going back to what we were just talking about, you see how important mistakes and multiple mistakes are in tight games like this, because Hartford was the one that kind of led to their own demise on Saturday with missed clearances, you know, poorly weighted passes backwards and in the midfield. And then tonight, Hartford's been the beneficiary of those mistakes, with New York, Lapsley really needing to make that save for that second goal on Alex Dixon, and then the lack of the ability to clear a ball on that corner kick by Gabby Torres, and then the Justin Hack goal. So, you know, really Hartford's really turned it around from what happened to Saturday and really the result that they're looking to get and the way they've played tonight.
And again, Hartford will put themselves firmly in the driver's seat for that second playoff spot. Again, this is the second game of a 7-game, 23-day stretch to finish the season for Hartford Athletic. So far, a tough defeat against Pittsburgh, but performance here that looks to be a bounce-back victory over their closest rivals in the group. New York Red Bulls 2 not giving up, though, but the shot is well over the top again from Derry Korf.
And although it is going to be tough to catch Pittsburgh in Group F, this puts Hartford at 22 points. Pittsburgh sitting there at 28 points. They do have a head-to-head matchup coming up in the next couple weeks.
And certainly, regardless, they want to put on a much better show just for their own confidence, you would think, in that kind of a game, even if it is sewn up by then.
You're absolutely right, because you've had 2 matches against Pittsburgh thus far, with the first match ending up 3-0 Pittsburgh, and then the second matchup ending up 5-0 Pittsburgh. So you've conceded 8 goals against the top of Group F, and you've scored 0.
Derry Korf again involved in an attack for New York Red Bulls 2, but in the end, for John Woleniek's side, they had so much confidence coming into tonight after taking care of Philadelphia Union 2. Final minute of added time. Mateus Silva opened the scoring in the 11th minute for Hartford. Second goal coming right on halftime. A mistake by Lapsley in the goal for New York Red Bulls 2. Let the second goal slip in from Alex Dixon. And then the loanee from NYCFC, Justin Hack, after New York Red Bulls 2 got one back from Jake LaCava, put it away in the 75th minute. And since then, the points have looked safe. Maybe one last attack here for New York Red Bulls 2. Sharif J finds Omar Sow, who hasn't really shown what he can do yet tonight. And LaCava misplaces a pass. Mandanda picks it up. And that should be the last major action of this one. Mandanda boots it downfield and behind. There's a bit of a shove in the back of Joe Zielinski. It's going to go New York Red Bulls 2's way as Everett Guzman was still pursuing that ball over the top. We're going into the 97th minute here, deep into it. Misplaced pass there from So. Calls to Lemma. Any goal at this stage would, in all likelihood, be a consolation. Foul off the ball, it looks like. It's just the referee on the far side picked it out. We'll go Hartford's way. And that's the final action tonight at Dillon Stadium. A game that really could end up deciding how this group plays out. Hartford win it over New York Red Bulls 2, 3-1, and they are in the driver's seat for the second playoff spot in Group F moving forward. Tonight's Cigna man of the match, that man, Mateus Silva, opened the scoring for Hartford Athletic in the 11th minute with a fantastic goal off a set piece. And his defensive work was crucial tonight. No question about that for Hartford Athletic. Now let's take a look at the Stanley Black & Decker innovative play of the game. It's the Mateus Silva goal that opened the scoring and really opened what turned out to be a very strong Hartford Athletic performance tonight.
His first of the season, and such a crucial one for a team that needed 3 points, and really one that catapulted them to be now 5-0-0 when they score first.
And 7-0-0 when ahead or tied at the half this season as well. This one really was huge for Hartford Athletic. It was a game that maybe a couple weeks ago no one thought was going to be big in this group. It turned out to be important, and Hartford Athletic picks up the 3 points. Take a break here. When we come back, we'll wrap things up from Hartford. Hartford Athletic 3, New York Red Bulls 2-1. More to come after a break.
We don't just protect things. We help protect the life you've built around them. Travelers, it's better under the umbrella.
An office, a classroom, a gym. These days, your home is many things. And at Trinity Health of New England, we make it your personal setting for quality care. Our virtual care makes it easy to consult with your primary care provider, your child's pediatrician, or an urgent care provider from wherever you are. Get started at trinityhealthofne.org/virtual, because wellness shouldn't wait. Trinity Health of New England. Virtual care anywhere.
Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky back here with you, wrapping things up from Dillon Stadium in Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford Athletic 3, New York Red Bulls 2-1. 3 massive points for the home side as they now sit firmly in the driver's seat for that second and final playoff spot in Group F. As we take a look at tonight's Save of the Match, brought to you by Cigna. Really strong effort here by Parfait Mandanda to keep out Derry Corriff towards the end of the match.
Timely save, really going to his right, keeping that ball out of the back of the net and keeping his team up by 2 goals. And for a fairly uneventful night for Mandanda, he came up big when he needed to.
Let's take a look at the full-time highlights from this one. And we could kind of see from the beginning that Hartford Athletic were up for this one. They knew how important 3 points tonight would be, and it started with an early run forward by Gabby Torres, immediately putting New York Red Bulls 2 under pressure, and then it led to the goal from Silva.
It was such a well-balanced game from Hartford tonight. They had moments in the run of play, and then they had moments like this for Silva scoring his first goal of the season on a set piece, and then Alex Dixon, coming alive here towards that middle of the first half and finding runs in behind. Here he gets in a ball from Barrera running off that back shoulder. Mishits this one, but he ends up getting his goal later on in this half, really getting confident. And then a chance here from Barrera. You could just see that Hartford was really finding the space, and then here's Dixon's goal. Lapsley's going to want this one back, and it was just mistakes that cost New York Red Bulls 2 in this game.
That one was right on halftime from Alex Dixon, but New York Red Bulls 2 came out the stronger of the 2 in the second half, and really Jake LaCava was the best player for the roadside tonight. He kept the pressure on, and New York Red Bulls 2 were able to get back into it through his goal.
Yeah, he really started to find the ball a little bit more deeper into that attacking half. And then there you could see on the goal, it gets through the first and second level of the defending. And then here you have the loanee, Justin Hack, finding his first goal for his team, really putting this game away as well. And we go back to the mistakes that New York Red Bulls 2 made here, just misclearance and multiple misclearances to give Hack that goal. And then the save by Mandanda, really putting his team in a position where they can kind of cruise towards the end of this one with the 2-goal lead.
They kept fighting towards the end. New York Red Bulls 2. Again, shots on target were even as we take a look at the full-time match stats, I should say. Shots were in New York Red Bulls 2's favor. So was the possession, but Hartford Athletics' constant pressure. They never really let up too much during this game. The hack goal kind of took the wind out of New York Red Bulls 2's sails, and then they were able to kind of see the game out in the end defensively.
They did, and LaCava, that goal in the 64th minute, you could see the energy get into Red Bulls, but just like you said, Justin Hack's goal really took the air out of that game for New York Red Bulls, and you know, the possession leaning towards them, but really not much possession that led to a purposeful attack in the final third. So, and even the shots, some of the shots coming from, you know, distance and things that just ended up getting, you know, pushed wide. So, you know, you're gonna look at the stats and think that maybe Red Bulls had the better of the play, but Hartford, you know, really purposeful and positive with their first pass in transition.
This is the updated Group F standings with the 3 points tonight. Hartford Athletic are within 6 points now and have a couple of games in hand on Pittsburgh Riverhounds, but the big moment there from tonight, really what this really means for Hartford, what's more important at this point in time, 10 points clear of New York Red Bulls 2 with a game in hand as the top two teams at the end of the season move on to the USL Championship playoffs, and Hartford Athletic now definitely has the inside track. Well, it was a game that had a lot of hype going into it. New York Red Bulls 2 were coming in confident. Hartford Athletic 2 were coming in needing a bounce-back victory. That's exactly what they got as they got goals from Silva, Dixon, and the loney Justin Hack to finish the match off. And Hartford's 3 points put them in the driver's seat for a playoff spot in Group F. For Eric Dobransky and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques saying so long from Hartford.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.